Hello, welcome to another wiki procedure, and today we are going to look on how you can obtain a business certificate of incorporation in Kenya. Down here below, we have given you a link which is going to direct you to our wiki procedure website page, where we have given you detailed information on how you can go about the application process. Additionally, on the right hand side of our screen, we have given you a select language option through which you can select the language which you find easy for you to understand or comprehend. And by choosing that language, all the information on our wiki procedure website page will be translated to the language of your choice, and you can easily read through the instructions using the language of your choice. And you can easily revert back to English by clicking on the downward pointing arrow again and choose on English, and everything will be translated back to English. We've also included external links to other websites where you can visit and get more information on how you can go about the registration process of getting the certificate of incorporation in Kenya. Additionally, we've included links to forms which we are going to use, or which are used to make the applications, and they are conveniently placed throughout the procedure, and you can easily download them as you read through the procedures. We are going to go through these forms as we move on with the presentation today, and we are going to talk about them to see how they are used, when they are used, and where they're submitted as we move on with the presentation today. But before we move on, I'll urge you to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, so you can get notifications every time we upload new content in our YouTube wiki procedure page. So let's get back to our presentation. The list of items which we are going to cover in this session include the need for the certificate of incorporation, the eligibility, the required documents, steps to follow in making the applications, the fees, validity period, processing time, office location and contact information, and any other information that we may find relevant on how to apply to get a business certificate of incorporation in Kenya. So welcome to our presentation today, which is brought to you by wikiprocedure.com. The need for certificate of incorporation. A certificate of incorporation is a legal document proving the legal formation of a company in Kenya. The certificate is required for the smooth operations of any business undertaken by a company in Kenya, and it's illegal to operate a company in Kenya without a certificate of incorporation. The eligibility criteria. Citizens and non-citizens can and are eligible to make their applications for the certificate of incorporation. All directors of the company must be over the age of 18 for a company to make this application, and a company is required to have at least one director who is a natural person. If any of the directors are foreigners, then a Kenyan director and a shareholder is needed. The required documents: you need copies of the identification cards of all directors or passports in case of foreign directors, PIN certificate copies of all directors, passport size photograph of all directors, and this is not applicable to foreign directors. You need the copy of the passports, the original passport. You need the duly filled application forms, the memorandum and articles of association, and statement of nominal capital. Steps to follow. Note that all application and registration forms can be obtained from the Office of the Attorney General or from their website of www.statelaw.go.ke. This application can only be done in person, and the first step is to carry out a name search and reservation to obtain the company name. And to do a name search and reservation, it takes about 3 days to complete, and it costs around 100 shillings. Ensure that the name of the firm is in order and acceptable, and it portrays the kind of work being undertaken, and reserve it for a period of 30 days. This can be done online through eCitizen platform, or by visiting the Attorney General's office or Huduma Center. After the third day, you will obtain a name approval letter, and the registrar will issue you with a letter confirming that the name is available for registration. So let's see how this is done. Just a minute. Okay, you go to eCitizen, Once you have logged in to eCitizen, browse down to business registration services. Click on this icon. This is going to direct you to this page. Once you're in this page, you can come to company limited by guarantee and click here. Sorry. Okay, click on make application. Click on name, search and reservation. Scroll down, click on apply now. Select the business type, say private limited. Preferred name, special instructions if any, if any, you can write a description of preferred name. You can add whatever you want to add, then click on continue. But we already have a video on how to acquire a business name. You can browse and through our wiki procedure YouTube channel and find how to apply for a business name in Kenya. So click here, I hereby confirm, and click on finish. It's going to take you to the next page, which you're now supposed to pay for the business name, which charges a fee of 100 shillings. So let's just go to the next page. A fee of 100 shillings, which you can pay using M-Pesa, and you'll get an acknowledgement receipt. After you've gotten your acknowledgement receipt, you can print and reserve the name for 3 days. After the 3rd day, you will get a certificate of name reservation, and you can use that name to apply for. Okay, so here so you can choose the payment method. You can choose M-Pesa. As you can see, it's 100 shillings and 100 shillings for application and 50 shillings for facilitation. So just click complete, and after the 3rd day you'll be able to print, and so it's that simple. You'll be able to print. Let's get back. After the 3rd day, you'll be able to obtain an approval letter from your dashboard issued by the registrar, and you can be able to print it and use the business name which you have reserved. So the second step is to prepare the memorandum of and article of association and statement of nominal capital of the company. And here you are then required to engage an advocate or company secretary to draft the memorandum of and article of association, which will set out the objects of the company and the internal constitution of the company. And before this is done, you're supposed to fill in the company registration form, which you are to submit to the advocate to help in the preparation of the company's memorandum and article of association and statement of nominal capital. And quickly, the article of company registration form looks something like this. You fill in the name of the company, type of the company, give just the physical address, general information about the company, details about the directors, the objects of the company, shares, the ability of the members, paid up capital. And after filling this form, you are now just supposed to give it to the advocate, who is going to, and the information is going to help him draft up the company's memorandum of association and statement of nominal capital. So the advocate will use form CR12, which is a model memorandum of a company with share capital, to prepare the memorandum and articles of association of the company. And the advocate will also use the statement of nominal capital form to prepare your company's nominal capital statement. Note that there is no payment of stamp duty under the new Company Act of 2015, so company registration documents have been exempted from stamp duty, eliminating the requirement for stamp duty assessment and franking. The third step is lodging of the registration document with the registrar of company, and once the memorandum and article of association are prepared, the advocate will lodge the documents with the Kenya registrar of companies. To incorporate a company, one should lodge the following documents with the registrar of companies: the CR1, which is the application to register a company, containing the proposed name as reserved, the registered office, the liability of members, whether limited by shares or by guarantee, the nature of the company, if private or public, the name, consent of the initial directors and secretary of the company, address of the agent if an agent is used to make the application. And the form combines the application for company registration, KRA PIN, NHIF, NSSF, and NSSF registration. Form CR2 will also be lodged together, which is the model memorandum for a company limited by shares, statement of nominal capital form. Form CR8, which is the notification of company's notification of directors' residential address. Form CR10, notification of appointment of secretary or secretary's particulars, and this only applies to company with more than 5 million Kenya shillings in nominal capital shares. Articles of association, if those provided in the regulations have not been adopted, and copies of identification documents, a personal identification number, which is the PIN, and colored passport photos. After lodging the application form, the fourth step is paying for the registration fees. So make payment of the registration fees at the registrar's office and submit the payment receipt together with the application document for processing. The registration fee is 10,000 shillings for all companies, regardless of the nominal share capital. The fifth step is the issuance of the certificate of incorporation. So if the registration is approved, you will receive a certificate of incorporation between 2 and 3 weeks, which is 21 days. And finally, you'll need a company seal, which is a device that include your company name, on documents, and it's used as a signature of the company. This can be purchased from a stationer. So before we move on, let's just take a look at these other mentioned forms. We have the form, first of all, we had the company registration form, which is going to be used by the advocate to prepare the memorandum for a company with share capital. So using the company registration form, the advocate is going to use the information to fill in this document, form CR2, also fill in form CR1, which is the application to register company limited by shares or guarantee. Is going to use the information to fill in the director's details, how shares have been divided, the class of shares, nominal shares, the paid up capital, the name of the company, and is also going to use the details to draft up the statement of nominal capital of the company. And with these three documents, is going to lodge them to the registrar of companies together with the passport copies, ID copies, PIN certificates of the directors, and after a period of 21 days the certificate of incorporation will be ready, and you are supposed to also acquire a company seal, for which is going to be used as the signature of the company, and it can be bought at the stationery. The registration fee is 10,000 shillings for all companies, regardless of nominal share capital. The stamp duties fees was scrapped off. Now only 10,000 is paid up, regardless of the nominal share capital. The validity period is forever. The processing time, the name search and reservation takes a period of 3 days, and you pay 150 shillings if you use the e-citizen service. If you go to the registrar of companies, you're going to pay 100 shillings. The processing time for the certificate of incorporation is 21 days after lodging your registration documents. The office location and contact information of the Registrar General, they are at Sharia House, Arambe Avenue, and you can contact them through their website of www.statelaw.go.ke. Other information is that if any of the directors are foreigners, then a Kenyan director and shareholder are needed, and there is no payment of stamp duty under the new Companies Act. Company registration documents have been exempted from stamp duty, eliminating the requirement of stamp duty assessment and franking. And 10,000 shilling is the flat rate which is paid regardless of the nominal share capital. So thank you for watching the procedure today. If you have any queries, you can just go through the wiki procedure website, where we have given detailed information and also given links to the application documents, which you can download and have a view on what is required. But these documents are also available at the registrar's office, and also the advocate who is going to help you, who is supposed to help you in making the application, I believe also have these documents. So you can download them here and have a look before you visit the advocate. So thank you for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit the notification bell, so you can get notifications every time we upload new content on our wiki procedure website page. So thank you for watching, and all the best.